This morning, the weather was cool. It had just rained. I sat by watching through balcony with a warm lemon water, watching the trees sway this way and that. And as I opened my old school diary, a song appeared on the page, Jaane Kahan Gaye Woh Din. The moment I saw it, my heart traveled back in time to my school days, to that small library in the SBR hostel section where my story with this song began. It was our send off day, and our principal sir, the one we all feared for his strictness, suddenly looked at me and said, Sampath Rani, sing a song. This is your last day. No rehearsal, no preparation, just the courage to sing from my heart. And so I sang Jaane Kahan Gaye Woh Din. And for the first time ever, I saw him smile. A full, genuine smile. That moment taught me something, that music, when it comes from truth, melts even the hardest edges. Years later, life invited me into a bigger stage, a journey from Gulbarga to the United Kingdom. Savitanti, who lived opposite to my house, was the one who encouraged me to take that step. She wanted her daughter to go abroad, and somehow I became a part of that dream too. I studied hard, cleared the exams, and I got my unconditional letter. But when the time came to leave, their plans changed. They stepped back. Everything was ready, the visa, the ticket, but I was alone. Still, something in me whispered, go. And so I went. And I can still see that moment. Throwing my warm clothes at the airport because of the extra luggage, heart pounding with courage and fear together. And when I landed in London, it was raining, cold, quiet, and unknown. And from there, I had to travel to Sheffield. And from there, a kind stranger dropped me at a small room for the night. I was shivering, hungry, but a neighbor girl offered me a slice of bread. That little act of kindness, it felt like the universe saying, you are not alone. Later, I found a red telephone booth. I called home. My father's voice said, hello, beta, you reached. Good. Study well. And then the line disconnected. Tears came quietly, not from sadness, but from longing. The next day morning, I went to the university, a huge campus, Sheffield Hallam University, filled with the faces I didn't know. And then Dr. Maria Blair, in her red and blue, walked up to me. Oh, my dear Sampath, you've come. She kissed me on my cheek and smiled and said, don't worry, child, you will not catch infection. And she introduced me to everyone. She said, she's from India. That day, I found a sense of belonging again. Many years later, in the year 2023, I heard a knock on my door. When I opened it, there stood Savita Auntie's daughter. We hadn't met for years. We sat, talked, and the memories flowed naturally. I said with a smile, you know, I waited for you that day. It was hard going alone. Actually, I wasn't complaining. I just wanted a little acknowledgement. Then she softly said, "We couldn't manage the money then." I smiled. You didn't have to explain. Sometimes silence itself says everything. We went out for lunch. We laughed like good friends. And then, just like that, and the heaviness I carried for years dissolved. Life had completed that circle. जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन कहते थे तेरे राह में नजरों को हम बिछाएंगे चाहे कहीं भी तुम रहो चाहेंगे तुमको उम्र भर तुमको न भूल पाएंगे मेरे कदम जहाँ पड़े सजदे के थे यार ने मेरे कदम जहाँ पड़े सजदे के थे यार ने मुझको रुला रुला दिया जाते हुए बहार ने जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन कहते थे तेरी राह में नजरों को हम बिछाएंगे अपनी नजर में आजकल दिन भी अंधेरी रात है अपनी नजर में आजकल दिन भी अंधेरी रात है साया ही अपने साथ था साया ही अपने साथ है जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन कहते थे तेरी राह में नजरों को हम बिछाएंगे Today, when I sing Jaane Kahan Gaye Woh Din, I don't sing it with sadness anymore. I sing it with gratitude because those days never really went anywhere. Yes, those days never really went anywhere. They lived inside me as courage, as compassion, as peace. So, this is for that schoolgirl who sang without rehearsal, who traveled alone, who learnt that life has its own rhythm, and who finally found her song again. जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन